Hello. So this is a bit of why movementless yoga makes a difference in healthier sperm and ovum. Okay. Consider each of us is like a seed of life. I mean, we do come from our own family tree. So in that sense, if you consider that the tree, flowers, and then fruit, and then the seed, and yeah, so we are each of us from a set of parents. So we are the seed from a family tree. Like a seed growing through the soil. Yeah. Maybe dark, it may be dank, it may be, we're all born someplace in some set of circumstances, different conditions. You have a body that's human. And it has nature and nurture. While you're growing, when you're doing the right things, in the conditions that you are in, then every effort the seed makes strengthens the composition of the seed for it to become the next stage. So when the egg moves from the inside, shell cracks from the inside, that's called growth. Yeah, like a seed in a pod puts out phototropic and geotropic, gravitropic. It's called the shoot and the root. Then there's a stronghold in the present moment and then finds the strength from taking in nourishment from the shoot and the root and then becoming stronger and then growing. Yeah. So the soil has different kinds of material. So does your body. It has genetic material, it has muscles, it has the human body composition. Yeah. And then you have the world outside, which also has people, which has earth, water, fire, air, spirit, space. Yeah. And you have your internal space also made of earth, water, fire, air, spirit, space. You have a body earth, and then outside we are also on earth. So we consider earth to be like the soil, the conditions that we are in, um, like an invisible kind of a soil. Yeah. And as you're working, doing the right things, every muscle movement, every effort you do, including, say, writing something or eating or walking, talking, is moving one or the other muscle. And then it's about why you're moving your muscles. You could be moving a muscle to sift between channels. That is still moving a muscle. You could be snoozing the alarm. That's also moving a muscle. When you're paying attention to why you're moving your muscles, you're strengthening your own bodily composition. Like a baby, if you watched a baby, they keep moving their hands and legs and different parts of the body to be able to go to the next stage of development. So a baby lying down to being able to, they strengthen their body to then be able to crawl. And then they keep moving and keep moving in their own ways until they're able to develop their skeletal structure good enough to be able to stand. So the growth is continuously happening. And all the while, they keep moving the muscles. It's not just muscles, it's also the bone, entire human body structure. Similarly, we also make movements. And what kind of movements we make strengthens us for the next stage of development. Okay? Movementless yoga is an opportunity where you pay attention to your own bodily compositions, movement that's already there. For example, your heart beats, your lungs expand, contract. Um, Different muscles have their own movement, bones have their own movement, lymph. what have you, they all move because you're an alive person. The person next to you is also an alive person, and they have their own heartbeat, which need not be the same as yours, which is what makes them uniquely them and you uniquely you. Okay. Having said that, how is this related to healthier sperm and ovum? Mitochondria is said to have genetic material from the stress that the parents, grandparents, over several generations exerted in their own bodily composition. The stress that they have worked through, not worked through, over time passes down through generations to us. So we have the ease versus not, also depending on the genetic composition we have. When we exert effort in doing anything, we are also moving through the genetic material of our make. So it may or may not have been a good life, but you have a body that's human. And when you're exerting the effort to do the right things, the soil that you're moving through is actually the genetic material of your family tree, where you come from. And every right effort improves the kind of sperm or ovum that you are, male or female body. You have a body that's human. And when you're moving through the genetic material, the family tree that you come from, their genetic material becomes better because it's through that soil that you work through. You know, if you don't disrupt and then just break through, but instead, like a seed, work with the soil, work with the conditions that's there. Like the seed growing sometimes encounters a rock, sometimes encounters another tree's root, or maybe another microbe or another plant. And when you work with the existing conditions, then you're safe, fine. The environment that you are in is safe, fine. And you also move through your shoot and your root, and then you come to the surface, such that you're safe, people around you are safe, future generations are also safe. That is healthier sperm and ovum, such that as you're moving, your family tree, your family's genetic material is also getting healthier, stronger, more substantial because of the effort you made in doing the right things. So it's like the soil becoming firmer. Yeah. Movementless yoga helps to soften the oak-like material. Like if you consider that your bones are made of, say, they get ossified. And as a baby, you've had more cartilage. That's like the willow and the oak. Oak, all stiff and strong and, yeah, has its own kind of composition. And the willow being as soft and supple. So if you're going to be too stiff, you could fracture. If you're going to be too flabby, that's not going to work for when you want to say right. That needs a certain firmness. That, yeah. Now, having a fine balance between strong and supple allows you to dance. Yeah, for example, have fun without losing your composure. Yeah. Now, similarly, when our muscles are too stiff, you could get arthritis. Yeah. But if you can work with, say, the softness of your muscles, the warmth in your muscles, moisture, kind of point of reference. There are finer details, but at least these 3 points. And then relaxation in your muscles that's already there. That is when you pay attention to relaxation. That's also there. When you get tired, if you continue to keep working, it's not good for the elastic. Yeah, it could get a little stiff. But if you are paying attention to warmth, softness and moisture, and sense of relaxation versus not, you would be going not to 100%, but maybe to 90%. Yeah, such that your joints are not going to go beyond the threshold of health, the bandwidth of normal. So then you would have that extra space, 90 to 100. Yeah, such that you're fine, people around you are fine, and things like, oh, that happened, does not happen. Yeah. So you're not a risk for yourself, people around you, or for future generations. That's also what's called as mindfulness. Okay. Mindfulness has its own benefits in having you become more aware of what's happening in your body as well as outside. So there's a certain boundary, there's a certain safety that you're already maintaining with your skin as a point of reference, when you can feel the tension of your skin, for example. So mindfulness has awareness benefits. It also has present moment appreciation benefits, at least present moment benefit. Appreciation takes some more finer details, which is what we are slowly covering through movementless yoga also. Yeah. Appreciation, it takes movementless yoga, a little bit of written work, a little bit of um, commitment to why you're doing what you're doing. So um, it's more like why yoga. You could just be sitting doing things anyhow, to taking that effort to eat that right food, yeah, or to write versus just sitting and sifting channels. Why would you make that effort to do something? Would mostly be because you have a life that you would want to make better. Yeah. So movementless yoga, one of the aspects is about, well, movementless yoga. Another aspect is about maybe a little bit of writing, a little bit of contemplating on, where you're headed, and those kinds of several details are there. So there are 4 values. Um, I've been calling it as breathe, heal, love, live. Yeah. So all these 4 aspects needs to be there, and they are distinct values. But it's in beginning to learn the process that you over time cover these 4 processes, and then what benefit yoga makes available. Yeah. How it contributes to not just healthier sperm and ovum, wherein your family also becomes healthier. Your ancestors, future generations, their substance get better. Genetic material becomes finer. But also the quality of life you live, your daily calendar, yeah, gets more finer. But so what you would be doing maybe 5 years down the line, you would already be doing now. Because there is that space. You defragment stuff and then you get better and better. Yeah. So what you would do maybe in 5 years, you would already be doing now. Or what you wouldn't even think about in 10 years or a few years down the line, you're already working on it. But you're not fast tracking anything. You're just bettering what you already have. You're not invoking something in the future to now. But as you're walking, the path just keeps getting better. And you would be doing today what you wouldn't have even dreamt of in your childhood. So that's not pulling something from the future, because there was that future, it just gets beautiful as you go. So over time, you stop planning for how the future needs to be, because it's just, this is what is seen, this is what is possible as you're walking. It's like the phases of life. So it's like the seed growing through the soil and then coming to the surface and then seeing, oh, light, oh, beautiful sky, yeah, other plants. It's like that. It's just naturally there for you to come to. Okay. I'll leave a link to a video I found that might give you a little understanding of the waking up process, kind of. As you're growing, a little different, like, where may I be speaking from? Yeah. So I've kind of like woken up from a long slumber, like in a coma, maybe in a past lifetime. That's also called death. And then you're born. Yeah. And then as you remember, and then you discover why are people doing all of this and why they are not having the kind of all joy and beautiful. And then you start speaking to people because people don't know there is this to see. Yeah. And then you're seeing some life is beautiful, some values are better known. And then as you talk about it, you improve your family stories, how life is lived and why to do things. So maybe that gives a little understanding. Nevertheless, it still takes you taking out that book, making your notes, um, every now and then eating those vegetables. Yeah, it takes a little work to digest vegetables. And then slowly cut down on meat because meat has its own effects. Not the same as the benefits. I call it as body food. Our DNA in our body already makes those molecules, different kinds of products, produce with the muscles and bones and blood and what have you, that then has us maintain being human. Over and above which is like a vehicle, you put petrol. So you have different ingredients going into a body to supplement maintaining being human. So if you're going to put something that's going to obstruct the natural processes, then you're going to have indigestion or allergy or those kinds of concerns. It's in having a healthier metabolism that what goes into the body gets completely digested, combusted. Yeah. So movementless yoga familiarizes you with the food that your body is already making, which you may not know until you slowly warm up to basics and then slowly learn before breathe, heal, love, live. Yeah, all of those fine details about what yoga makes available. I call it meristematic diet because part of the diet is from your own body. And then there is things that you eat from earth, yeah, the soil that we are all born into. And then from here, so it's a fine food between what's already made from your body and also from what's in the environment. Yeah. And then it's still about healthier metabolism. When you metabolize well enough, your lifestyle also improves. Otherwise, you have lifestyle diseases. Yeah. So I hope this gives some context on some of the hashtags I've been using. And there's also humanity across boundaries, healthy sperm and ovum, meristematic diet, intangible world heritage. Yeah. So we didn't just drop out of the sky. We grew through several environments. Um, yeah, intangible world heritage. What else do we have? My Story Project. We have our own story about where we came from and how life has been, and it requires a little writing down. So here I'm requesting you to maybe take a notebook, or I would recommend starting with a notebook and begin to start writing a little bit of where you are, who you are, what's your address, what do you do, what's your hobbies. Just note down basic details, like if you're filling an intake form, or if you're taking just, writing a form, application for something. How would you write it? What details would be there? It's like you applying for a better life for yourself. So it's not okay. You could also write your objectives. What are your dreams? Yeah, you could write all of that. And then slowly begin to also write where have you come from? What's your story like? What challenges you faced? How did you get here? Yeah. So you're basically writing your story, but from in a way that you're applying for your own better life. Yeah. You're applying for a um, better upgrade, so to speak, to what you can do. Yeah. With the conditions, with the resources you already have. So where you don't have to buy anything from outside, but this is already available with you. And then slowly, slowly, as you utilize the resources you already have, the stories, including the experiences you have, over time, you will find what is required to then see, oh, maybe you should save some money to join that course, learn that skill, which will then, it's like pieces of a puzzle. You add to this, and then as you're working with details, um, then you will, as you're discovering a benefit to it, then you add things together, accumulation over time, slowly. Yeah. Okay. Writing has its own benefit, but that's still an activity, a little exercise, which still helps. So thank you so much for your kind attention. I hope this has been of value to you. Good day.